Today's program reflects the key risks we are facing. You can see from it we have some excellent speakers, and thank you to everybody from both Ireland and overseas that has come here to share their knowledge, their expertise and their perspectives with you.
What are the forces that the industry feels is shaping the future? And according to global insurers and reinsurers, there are 5. There's globalization, analytics and big data, broker consolidation, alternative capital, and regulation.
I do think the captive industry will continue to grow, but the captive industry will also need to continue to manage its risks very carefully and think quite creatively about the types of reinsurance it needs to make sure any losses that it has to absorb does not put undue stress on its parents' balance sheet and surprise its investors.
My own company, AXOS Capital, has been in Ireland since 2002. Today, Dublin serves as an important finance centre of excellence for AXOS. But I joined DIMA in encouraging the Department of Finance and the CBI to continue and to accelerate their efforts to provide a world-class financial regulatory system here in Ireland.
How well designed is the financial system we have to meet the needs of the real economy for financial services? I think what has happened in the last 2 decades, and it's exemplified by Fab Touré and David Vignon, is we've developed a financial system that has largely lost touch with the underlying real needs of users. And that's, I think, the lesson which everyone who is associated with finance and everyone who is associated with the politics and regulation of finance needs to learn.
So there are no data standards. So if you're a reinsurance company, say you've got 300 insurance companies clients, you're getting a lot of data and there's no standard to that. So we spend an enormous amount of time, money and energy as an industry really doing nothing valuable to that data other than just getting it into a format that I can read it.
One of the biggest issues right now is the gap between the potential solution providers, which is basically some combination of the public, intergovernmental and private sectors. The capabilities to solve this exist already largely within those bodies. And as you said, the parallel efforts ongoing are one of the biggest challenges to bring everybody together.
And then the other piece is understanding, and it's education, and that understanding of probabilistic risk analysis, and that is going to have to be taught to people in some way. It's going to have to be taught to populations over the next 20 years. It's going to have to be taught in schools over the next 20 years, so that by the time we get to 2020, 2030, there's a global population that understands this language and can make the sorts of decisions that we've been making in this industry for some time.
I think enterprise risk management has added enormously to the quality of our businesses as it's being introduced. It's not yet complete. I think it's one of the best things that's happened in our industry in the last 20 years.
Take the driverless car example. Motor insurance right now is a frequency class of business. If the cars are programmed incorrectly, if there's a mistake in the program, it becomes a severity problem rather than a frequency problem. It changes the nature of the risk, it changes who takes the risk, who holds the risk, all the conversations around, is it better with third-party capital, is it better with the distribution network? It's a fascinating problem, but I think the technology leads to more and more replacement of frequency risk with severity risk.
So from a EIOPA point of view, we strive more or less to have at the end Solvency II as a practical implementation of an international and a global capital standard.
Are we as an industry actually prepared to take a different sort of risk to ensure that the future of international insurance and reinsurance in Ireland is really the one that we want to be able to stand over in a few years' time and say, we took the path. It wasn't the path that everybody thought it would be, but it's the path that has led us to success.